What's up, you guys? This is A.J.
And I'm Kevin.
We're from the band Lit, and that just happened.
Hey guys, it's Front Row Joe here at the Gen X Summer Tour, and I'm here with the guys from Lit. Please introduce yourselves, please.
AJ, you're backstage Joe today.
I am backstage Joe.
How's it going? I'm Kevin.
Kevin, awesome. So yeah, as I mentioned, we're on the Gen X Summer Tour, but I'm no promoter, but shouldn't it be the SoCal Homeboys Reunion Tour?
That's what it feels like. Yeah, man, this is, we're about a week in, but yeah, it's all SoCal bands, and we've all played together in the past, but we're hitting the road for 10 long weeks.
Yeah.
Stretching it out.
So I know it's stop number 2 on this tour, and you have more, but is it as much fun backstage for all of you guys as it seems like it is out front of the stage?
Absolutely. Just the other night, Josh Todd was out there DJing, and everybody just, even though it was super loud, we all huddled around and we were doing our thing, hanging out, partying and stuff. So it's already a very cool vibe, and we've known, like AJ said, we've known each other for a long time, so it's a pretty easy hang.
Yeah, right on. One of the stops in August, we'll see you guys in Sturgis, South Dakota for one of the biggest biker rallies in the world. Once a bunch of the Southern California guys ever pictured yourself in the middle of the Badlands at a biker rally?
We did one other Sturgis, had a great time. I used to ride, I had a Harley, our parents rode, and so yeah, man, we love the lifestyle. We love being around a bunch of bikers. It's always fun. You never know what's going to happen.
Right on. It should definitely be a good time. A lot of surprises for sure. Yeah. So let me ask you this: do you despise the term country crossover?
Man, the way I look at it is music. The whole journey is all about crossing over. We've been, whether it's genre or not. I mean, it's people like to put you in a folder and leave you there. But we're always, the way we write songs is just wherever it takes us, we just go. So we've always kind of from album to album gotten a little heavier at times, reeled it in a little bit, got a little more melodic, and it just kind of depends where we're at certain points in our life. And we happen to be spending a lot of time in Nashville. We're a little older, so we love country music, and we love writing it. And so we started recording it and just fell in love with playing it too. So we're mixing it all up.
And Jeremy's been writing for Nashville folks for about 10 years so far, right?
It's probably going on 12, 13 years. I've been going there with him for probably close to 10 now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah. So for those that say or ask, is it a phase? Is this the new Lit? Is this an experiment? What do you have to say with all that? You said you're not in a box, but,
I wouldn't say it's a phase. I'd say it's an evolution. It's constantly, morphing into. It's always lit. So I mean, this is lit now. We're not one of those bands that I don't think there's any band that's worth going to see if they're going to abandon their history. So you'll see a little bit of everything that we've kind of minus maybe our. When we first started out in the garage in our first batch of music, we don't play any of that live. But I mean, from A Place in the Sun onward, you're going to hear songs from all that.
Yeah, and you've got a good mix on the set list for this show.
Yeah.
But you guys do the Tree Music Fest with Jason Aldean and Alan Jackson, and then on to the Warp Cruise Tour, right?
Yeah.
So does the set list stay the same, keeping what he was saying, AJ was saying? Does the set list stay the same?
Yeah, we did this last year. We did Country Fest and Rock Fest. We played with Rob Zombie, and then 2 weeks later we did the same fairgrounds with Eric Church and a whole slew of others, and it was the same set list. I mean,
very much the same crowd. I mean, there were people at the country festival wearing Rob Zombie shirts and vice versa. At the rock show, there's Eric Church shirts in the car. So really nowadays, man, it's getting back to the blurred lines, which I love. I grew up, our dad was in radio, and we grew up. Top 40 radio was Kenny Rogers, Def Leppard. It was all mixed up.
It was all over the board.
So we didn't know. We just knew it was good songs, and that's what we listened to. So that's what we like to write.
That's awesome. I love it. And the confidence in which you pull it off as well. I mean, that's lit too. You guys are a bunch of cocky confidence guys from the OC. But so you know, this is, again, the Gen X Summer Tour. The stuff that you guys were writing back in the day when you blew up was a soundtrack to the Generation X coming up through.
Awesome.
Now that we're approaching, and I lump myself in there too, so I'm with you. Now that we're approaching or are already in middle age, what have those years taught you?
Man, they taught me to not overthink and not sweat the future or the past. Just live in the moment more, appreciate every single moment of every day. And because you know, I've seen it taken away from people, and I've seen people waste too much time worrying. And I personally just like to go with it, and whatever I'm feeling, don't worry about what other people are going to think. Just do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're coming up on, you know, Lit has been some iteration of the band since '88, so we're talking 30 plus years together.
Junior high together, so.
In fact, when we flew out to do this tour, it was on June 26th. 30 years ago, A.J. and I played our very first show together on June 26th at the Troubadour. And ironically enough, 8 years later, the Troubadour was the first place we ever played My Worst Enemy at, and then the rest is history. So.
And I think, too, I read a quote where Jeremy said after the Troubadour show, everything else was gravy. That was kind of like, you know, making it, at least in his mind.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So in that long storied career, I kind of explained to you a little bit about That Just Happened. What type of That Just Happened moment stands out to you all these years in the business and touring? Do you have one?
I have one for you, because there's so many, but we were just talking about it last night. We got invited to play the Porno Awards.
The AVNs in Vegas.
In Vegas, and they were going to broadcast live on a pay-per-view. So we were going to play a song like in the intermission, and my brother, and we had, mind you, Gene Simmons is front row, and my brother went to do to spin around with his guitar, and he knocked over his whole wall of Marshalls, and so they couldn't use the footage. He did it right in front of Gene Simmons, and so we ended up closing the show out. But
that is definitely
just happened right in front of Gene Simmons. So
that is definitely one of those moments. What about you?
Well, we were recording Over My Head for the Titan AE soundtrack, and we were in Boston waiting for Glenn Ballard to walk in, and we ordered some pizza and we ordered some Thai food, and we're sitting there watching some TV, and Glenn Ballard walks in, and Steven Tyler's right there with him. Fast forward a half an hour later, A.J. asked Steven Tyler to sing backups on Over My Head, and there he was in the vocal booth doing. Dude, he was the coolest, and that was one of our idols now hanging out with us. It was very surreal. I mean, it's like, fuck, that just happened, man. You know?
I love it.
There's a lot of them, though. I got a lot of them, but.
Yeah, right. Well, those are great stories. And again, guys, really appreciate you hanging out.
Thanks for having us.